This is San Francisco, a city built on contradiction. On one side, the relentless, blinding innovation of Silicon Valley, driving humanity towards a frantic, unknown future. On the other, the creeping, pervasive, inescapable gray fog, pulling the city back into its own deep, timeless mystery. It is a metropolis of technology and ancient, unyielding ghosts, of structure and terrifying instability. And at its edge stands the impossible monument, the Golden Gate Bridge, a physical paradox, an engineering marvel that in our darkest chronicle became a door that swings open, not between places, but between realities. Silas Thorne was the ultimate embodiment of the new ruthless San Francisco elite. At 38, he was not just a billionaire, he was a self-proclaimed dangerous visionary. His company, Aether Dynamics, was the vanguard, the absolute cutting edge of structural physics. They specialized in what they called temporal harmonization of massive infrastructure. But Silas's latest, most publicized project, the massive structural reinforcement of the Golden Gate Bridge, was the ultimate deception. The public believed the bridge was merely being shored up against seismic threats, a necessary, expensive public safety measure. Silas knew the truth was far more terrifying. The reinforcement was a lie. The bridge, the iconic, magnificent red-orange monolith, was a massive, finely tuned dimensional tuning fork. The bridge was not merely a passive structure. It was, in Silas's terrifying vision, the largest, most powerful instrument ever conceived by mankind. An instrument designed not to withstand forces, but to generate them, to resonate with the deepest, most fundamental forces of the multiverse. The anomaly began subtly, invisible to the naked eye, visible only to the most advanced quantum sensory equipment, the silent instruments installed by Aether Dynamics in the deepest recesses of the bridge's massive concrete base. During the final, most sensitive phase of the construction, a strange, persistent, shimmering static began to leak around the bridge's southern tower. It wasn't simple light, it was an optical echo, a terrifying, non-physical reflection. When Silas looked closely, intensely, he saw reflections in the dense, swirling air that completely defied the rigid, unyielding laws of physics. Fleeting, sickening glimpses of a parallel bridge, a structure painted a stark, menacing, corrosive black under a bruised, purple, apocalyptic sky. This was not a failure of structural engineering. This was the absolute, horrific, undeniable success of theoretical physics. The Golden Gate, due to its immense, unique steel structure, its massive tensile strength, and its unique gravitational position above the churning Pacific, was resonating, vibrating, with the very, very delicate fabric of space-time itself. The bridge was singing a song, a resonant frequency that only the chaotic, forgotten dimensions could hear. The structural reinforcement system, codenamed Project Riptide, was not designed for safety. It was a colossal, humming temporal harmonic emitter, a weapon. Silas's ultimate terrifying goal was not to stabilize the bridge. It was to use its massive structure to forcibly tune in to the multiverse, to rip open the seams between realities. The driving force behind this obsession was not mere pathetic corporate arrogance. It was a profound, crippling personal loss. 2 years prior, during an unsanctioned, premature test of the emitter, Silas's brilliant partner and co-founder, Dr. Vivian Lane, had vanished. The official report filed with the city, the cold, sterile report, said a tragic failure, a terrible fall into the choppy, unforgiving waters of the Pacific. Silas knew with absolute terrifying certainty that was a lie. He saw the spectral shimmer, the optical echo the second before she disappeared. He knew she hadn't fallen. She had been instantly dislocated, dragged across dimensions. The entire multi-billion-dollar Aether Dynamics project, the corporate facade, the technological empire, was a desperate, all-consuming effort to find her, to force her back, and to stabilize the impossible reality she was now trapped within. Silas had become a slave to a phantom signal, a whisper from a dying reality. Maya Sharma, now a dedicated investigative correspondent for global media, covering the dangerous, unstable intersection of tech and structural instability, arrived in San Francisco, drawn by the massive fluctuating energy signatures leaking from the bridge. She recognized the pattern immediately, a shadowy, overfunded corporate project hiding a deep, terrifying scientific secret, the same profound, selfish arrogance she fought in the corporate towers of New York. Maya's initial investigation focused on the environmental impact of the massive construction, but quickly pivoted as she interviewed terrified bridge maintenance workers reporting truly impossible events: the smell of raw ozone, the sound of bells ringing in a non-existent church, and brief, sickening, frightening glimpses of a different, utterly abandoned San Francisco just beyond the fog line. These were not ghosts. These were atmospheric bleed-throughs, the instability of a parallel reality seeping into our own. The workers spoke of objects appearing and disappearing, tools rusting instantly, and moments when the bridge seemed to be vibrating with an unnatural, terrifying musical note. Maya finally confronted Silas. She flatly told him that his structural readings were completely fraudulent. The bridge, she insisted, was perfectly sound. But the massive thermal outputs around the South Tower, she explained, were consistent with massive, uncontrolled dimensional energy leakage. The numbers, Maya warned, were staggering. She pressed him, demanding to know what he was truly trying to pull into our reality, or what he was so desperate to escape. Silas, deeply isolated, emotionally fractured, and fundamentally distrustful, refused to cooperate. He was running out of time. The multiverse, the chaotic ocean of infinite realities, was beginning to bleed uncontrollably into the prime world. Reports surged through terrified local media of phantom fog, a dense, corrosive fog that refused to dissipate, that smelled intensely of salt and raw ozone, and that caused immediate, total memory loss in anyone who walked into its spectral mass. These were not weather. This was the catastrophic atmospheric instability of the parallel reality, tearing at the edges of our own stable existence. The situation was escalating. The phantom fog was now reaching inland, threatening to erase the memories of entire neighborhoods. It was a silent, clean memory apocalypse. Silas had to move. He had to find Vivian's final message. The multiverse was not a collection of vibrant alternatives. It was a graveyard of unstable realities, and Silas's emitter was acting as a high-powered vacuum, pulling the essential stabilizing energy of the prime reality to keep Vivian's reality viable for rescue. The structural reinforcement was designed to draw stability from this world, to postpone the inevitable end of hers. The corporate lie was merely the thin veneer covering a global existential threat. Silas had opened a drain, and his home reality was the ocean that was slowly, steadily being emptied. The dimensional bleed intensified. The fog became aggressive. Shadowy spectral figures began to manifest on the bridge, ghosts from the dying reality, reaching out desperately for the stability of our world.
The geopolitical crisis was no longer about a corporation. It was about global survival. If the emitter was left running, the pressure difference would become too great, triggering a multiverse merger. The prime world, our world, would be instantly overwritten by the dead reality. All of history, all of existence, replaced by corrosive salt and the echo of loss. The climax arrived as Silas and Maya raced to the emitter controls, located in a sealed subchamber in the bridge's deep foundation. Julian Vance's cousin, Marcus Thorne, the Aether Dynamics CEO who funded the project and who saw only the unimaginable financial applications of interdimensional arbitrage, arrived with a heavy security team. Marcus wanted the emitter active, completely
Ignorant of the true impending annihilation, Marcus Thorne sent a frantic message to Silas, stating that the system was working, that they had found the ultimate unlimited power source. He insisted they could not shut it down, that this was the absolute ultimate arbitrage, that they could harvest gold, unlimited data, infinite resources from the infinite realities. Silas had to make the ultimate choice: save Vivian, his obsession, and risk annihilating the prime world, or initiate the self-destruct sequence and condemn Vivian to a dying reality. He saw a final, desperate message from Vivian flash across the monitor. "Don't look back. Don't save me. Save the world." Silas, finally accepting the devastating loss and the terrifying weight of his cosmic responsibility, initiated the emitter's self-destruct sequence. The emitter began a massive dimensional discharge, not of hoarded power, but of chaotic, severing energy designed to instantaneously cut the temporal and dimensional links. The structural physics of the Golden Gate, built to withstand incredible force, began to strain against the force of dimensional rupture. The chamber exploded in a blinding, silent flash. Time seemed to stop, fold, and then snap back into place. Silas and Maya were thrown against the concrete walls, battered but alive. They emerged from the subchamber to a normal, foggy San Francisco morning. The Golden Gate Bridge stood silent, painted the familiar, defiant orange. The emitter was destroyed. Marcus Thorne and his security team were apprehended, the evidence of their illegal temporal experiments retrieved by Maya. Silas was a hero, the billionaire who sacrificed his life's work and his last link to love to save the city. But he was personally broken. He had saved the world by choosing to live in a reality without the one person he truly loved. But the secrets of the Golden Gate remain. As Silas walked away from the bridge, he noticed a tiny, almost imperceptible detail, a small, strange symbol etched into the massive steel beam, a symbol that was not there before the discharge. It was the same complex geometric sequence from Vivian's hidden message. It was a sign that Vivian, perhaps, had not been condemned, but had become the architect of a new way to communicate across the void. The multiverse was sealed, but not silent. The city felt lighter, faster, but also strangely haunted. The time was returned, but the secrets were only just beginning. The reality you live in is merely the winning timeline, but the echoes of the others still whisper. If you felt the pull of this chronicle, don't let the mystery end here. To access the San Francisco Chronicler's dossier, containing the theories, locations, and the full account of the temporal harmonic emitter, click the free download link in the description below. This is your key to the winning timeline. If you wish to follow the whispers further, hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss the next chapter. The next truth awaits in the ancient crossroads of Europe and Asia. Our next chronicle will reveal the cartographer revealed the truth about Istanbul.
the hidden map that reverses the Bosporus. The Chronicles have already begun their journey. Discover the secrets hidden in the vaults beneath London, the deep history of Cairo, the strange whispers of New Orleans, and the mysteries of Paris, Rome, Venice, Edinburgh, Tokyo, and New York. Find all our chapters in the dedicated playlist link provided in the description. The world is waiting to be uncovered.